Are you tired of making mediocre games that never quite hit the mark?
Bruh.
Are you struggling to find the secret sauce that will take your games from good to great? Well, my friend, I have a confession to make. I used to be just like you. But then, after months of trial and error, I stumbled upon a few game-changing tips that completely transformed my game development process. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another generic list of game dev tips. But trust me, these are different. These are the tips that nobody talks about. The tips that will not only help you make better games, but will also change the way you approach game development altogether. So sit tight, grab a notepad, and get ready to take some notes. Because in this video, I'm going to share with you the tips that will take your games to the next level. And who knows, you might just become the next big thing in the game world. Tip number 1. Don't watch too many tutorials. But do watch them. So let me know if this is relatable. You just watched and completed a course on Udemy or any other source, and now you put your skills to test. You create a project and now you actually go blank. You have forgotten everything you have learned, and it feels you have wasted all of the hours watching the tutorials. I used to be stuck in a rut of watching tutorials after tutorial, copying code and feeling lost when trying to create something on my own. But I found a way to break free from this cycle and truly learn. Here's what I did. I started by watching a tutorial to learn a new skill, but instead of copying the code, I challenged myself to implement what I learned in my own project. When I hit a roadblock, I would go back to the tutorial for guidance. This approach helped me retain what I learned and allowed me to develop my own problem-solving skills. Trust me, if you're feeling stuck and uncreative, give this approach a try. It worked for me and it can work for you too. Tip number 2. Using a version control system. Picture this. You're in the middle of creating a video game and suddenly a brilliant idea strikes you. You just know that this new feature will take your game to the next level. You excitedly implement it, eager to see the results. But when you hit the play button, instead of your game running smoothly, you're greeted with a screen full of errors. Panic sets in to try to figure out what went wrong, but to no avail. Your once working game is now a non-working game, and you are feeling defeated. But wait, don't throw in the towel just yet. Here's where version control system comes to save the day.
Yes! Oh my god!
Think of version system control as your trusty checkpoint system in games. Whenever you reach a milestone or accomplish something significant, version control saves the stage. So if you ever hit a snag or encounter a game-breaking bug, you can easily go back to the previous checkpoint and start anew. With version control, you can make bold changes to your game without the fear of irreversibly breaking. So give it a try. Now tip number 3, one of the most important tips. Before we go to our last point, let me share with you a game dev secret. Subscribing to Cinity. Subscribing to Cinity will make you 10 times more attractive to potential game dev partners. This may or may not be a complete lie, but you never know until you try, right? Tip number 4. Afraid to try new things. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a rut, doing the same old things over and over again? That's how I used to feel as a game developer. I was so afraid of trying new things and stepping out of my comfort zone. I mean, why fix something that's not broken, right? But then I realized something. I wasn't really improving as a game developer. Sure, I could make a decent game, but what about those awesome features I always dreamed of adding? Like multiplayer, for instance. I knew it would take my games to the next level, but I was too scared to even try. The only way to grow as a game developer is to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. Even if it's scary, even if it's challenging, even if it feels like you are jumping into the unknown. Because that's where the magic happens. That's where you discover your new skills, new techniques, and new possibilities. And trust me, when you finally add that new functionality you were too scared to try, the feeling of accomplishment is indescribable. So these were the only tips that I had, and thanks for watching. I hope these tips will help you in your game development journey. Remember, game development is a challenging but rewarding. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's time to sign off. Until next time, keep crafting, keep exploring, and keep playing. This is Cinity, signing.